Stewart, since you and I last spoke in the fall, Sleep Country has increased its footprint. You've pushed into some new segments in the market. You've teamed up with Walmart. You're continuing this digital expansion. How's it going?
Well, thank you for having me back, Larissa. It's been going well. We've been incredibly busy expanding on both the brick and mortar side of our business as well as our digital footprint. There's no question that retailers need to be omni-channel more than ever before. As we probably all know that Amazon saw its first negative quarter last week, reported in a very long time, in over a decade, as people shift away from e-commerce as the world reopens. So the resurgence that we're seeing in our stores has been terrific, coupled with the digital experience. Our online has been very good for our business. But there's been a lot of disruptions and we haven't been immune to it. Supply chain and rising interest rates and all the other challenges that's been happening around inflation. But we're feeling that our consumer is still strong and their balance sheet seems to be okay. And we finished our best Q1 in our company's history, and the pace has been pretty good, but definitely a shift back to the stores.
And if I'm not mistaken, that revenue increase is the highest in Sleep Country's 28-year history. Tell us, how have people's sleeping habits changed? What can you tell us about sleeping patterns?
Yes, we live, sleep. We're mattress geeks, sleep geeks. So what's changed over the last couple of years, and it was happening before that, the health and well-being concentration got elevated during COVID, and people are investing more in their sleep. So there's no question some of the fantastic partnerships that we have in brands, Tempur-Pedic and Casper and Purple and Simba and Kingsdown and Sealy, have all definitely raised their game in terms of the quality of their beds. And our customers are doing a lot of research online before they come into the store, and then they like to kick the tires. But they're investing in better quality beds for better sleep, as well as all around the bed, the pillows, the sheets, because that's all part of the sleep experience. And we saw that in our numbers. Basket size is definitely growing in our stores, and this quarter was one of the reasons why we saw that elevated profitability.
You mentioned supply chains off the top there. What changes has Sleep Country had to make to adapt, to pivot? Tell us about manufacturing in Canada.
Yeah, so not immune to it. My team has been fabulous, incredibly proactive all of last year in terms of building up our supplies of inventory. Inventory is the new gold or oil. I won't say Bitcoin because Bitcoin's down today, but it definitely was, being in stock, a competitive advantage. And the pricing power that we've had in our business on the mid to high end, some of the costs we've been able to pass off, whereas on the lower end, obviously, it's been a little bit more price sensitive. But our positioning in the marketplace with a lot of our exclusive brands and the selection that we have, and our supply chain being 80% still manufactured in Canada, we've been fortunate enough to avoid a lot of the disruptions that others have had.
Let's get into this environment of, as you had mentioned, rising interest rates, inflation. Are you concerned about recession? Tell us about whether or not your strategy has had to change.
Right. So we're always trying to adapt our strategy around our customers' habits. Building and growing the customer experience is always important. We're actually about to be launching in the next few months our new version of our store that's going to be an expanded customer experience. But there's no question, in a rising interest rate environment, it always plays on consumers' confidence. So the housing market is still strong throughout Canada. Balance sheets are still strong. It's not like it was in the 08-09 crisis in any regard. And we haven't yet seen a pullback from the consumer. On the lower end, we have seen a little bit of softness and a little bit of weakness as they're definitely more sensitive to gas prices at the pump and food costs going up. Whereas in the mid to the higher end, it seems to be pacing just fine. But again, it all depends on consumer confidence and whether or not we go into a recession.
Stats Canada recently releasing its latest round of jobs numbers. And industry experts have suggested that it's a job seekers market. It's up to the employers to entice the employees. What are you doing, and are you experiencing labor challenges?
Again, not immune to it. And you're right. It's always about trying to improve on the associates' experience to make this the best place to work. We've won multiple years of awards for that. So that's a very important part of our culture. And it's sometimes the small things like bringing people even back to the office. As of May 24th, we're coming back on a hybrid schedule of 2 days a week, and there's going to be food trucks at our 3 head offices, Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, and trying to do different types of things and prizes and gifts. We just gave out a gift to every single one of our associates, which was a sleep kit with slippers and a bathrobe and everything, and different other types of health and well-being types of credits that we do. But it's a competitive market, especially in the IT and e-commerce part of the world where everybody's trying to ramp up. In the distribution side, also, as our business keeps growing, we've been fortunate enough that our teams all came back, but our business keeps growing, which I guess is a good thing, but it's keeping up with the growth of our business by bringing in new folks into our organization.
Where does Sleep Country go from here? You mentioned that expanded customer experience. You've talked about that digital transformation, but you continue to push into bricks and mortar.
Well, it's a combination of both because, as you know very well, in this omni-channel world, the journey may start on your phone, involve the store, and then may be completed on your phone when you get back in the car. That being said, we believe that there's great opportunity still to expand our business in brick and mortar in Canada. During COVID, because a lot of construction was closed down in the big cities, Montreal and Toronto and Vancouver, we actually expanded more in some tertiary markets, which have performed incredibly well. So we're going to keep going down that path. And on the digital side, we did the acquisition of ND in 2018. Timing was great when we did that, maybe a little bit of luck. We did the acquisition of Hush in October. We do think that there'll be opportunities for M&A to expand our accessory business, which is still, in our opinion, not as high as we want it to be. It's 8 to 10%, where we probably think we have a market share on mattresses between 35 and 40%. So we have lots of room to grow there also. And that's going to be definitely on our radar.